Hello everyone, I'd like to provide another update regarding my husband and his classmate. After talking things through with my friends and reflecting on the comments I'd received, I decided it would be wise to start prying into Terry's life. So, on Tuesday, when he came home from work, I waited for him to jump in the shower. Once I could hear the water running, I grabbed his keys and snuck out to his car, where he keeps his work phone. After a few attempts, I got it unlocked and read through his text messages. Most of the texts he'd sent Jenny were generic. The first few pertained to him getting information from her to send her money. These dated around the time of the car accident, and them talking about what I'm assuming are people who used to go to their school. The messages were few and far between, only a handful spread out over weeks, sometimes months. To be honest, nothing struck me as affectionate or inappropriate. In fact, Terry's tone was uncharacteristically formal, while Jenny's replies were maybe just a hint dismissive and almost seemed annoyed. Also, while Terry would respond to Jenny's messages pretty quickly, she'd often take days to respond to his. I took screenshots and sent them to Amanda and Lindsay. Both of them agreed the messages weren't particularly alarming based on how far they were spaced out. But both thought that Jenny was somewhat annoyed as well. But the most confusing thing for them, as well, was how formal Terry seemed to write. They both said it didn't even sound like him. Also, both recommended that I stay quiet and not tell him about the messages. Yesterday, Wednesday, after Terry left for work and headed off to the city, I waited until nightfall, then drove the 2 hours to surprise him at his hotel. One of my friends had floated the idea that the hotel room might be empty, just a cover for whatever he was doing, but when I got there, Terry was in his room. There was only one small bed, nothing out of the ordinary. My friends thought there'd be a large bed. Terry was somewhat shocked when I walked in, though. I don't know why, but I think he was suspicious. After we spoke a little, he abruptly told me he needed to go to bed because he had work in the morning. This morning, I couldn't wait any longer, so I finally asked him about Jenny. I told him about seeing the transactions, and Terry tried to minimize it. He claimed that it wasn't as much as I was making it sound. I told him that it was too much to be sending on a regular basis, and then he said that he was attempting to rectify the multiple significant harms he's caused Jenny in the past. He then went on about how while now he tries to be a kinder person in his teenage and preteen years, he'd been what he called a demon child. I'd heard bits and pieces of this before, mainly from offhand comments his parents had made. They'd hinted at how difficult Terry used to be, and I'd noticed how uncomfortable he'd look when those instances were spoken of. But given how empathetic and generous Terry is today, I never pressed for details. Every time I tried to ask, he seemed uneasy, so I'd always let it go. So here I am now, waiting in the hotel for him to return this evening. I'm going to have to get to the bottom of this, despite Terry acting like it's a tooth extraction. One thing Terry always jokingly tells me is that I don't know him. I honestly never even considered him saying that seriously until now. I just hope whatever I find out isn't that bad.